Hello and welcome to Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. It's another episode and I am not alone. I've got a co-host with me and I'm always excited about having somebody with me because, I don't know, as much as I like the shows where I speak alone, I like hanging out with people. And I've got a really good friend with me here today. When I met him, he is somebody I met through Target. And when he first came to Target, we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. We weren't friends or anything, just co-workers. And then when the craziness came of liquidation, we were basically doing everything we could to stay sane. And I remember we got jokey a bit, and one day I went up to Ryan, and I had some toys in my hand, and I just gave away his name, so, but that's okay. And I went up to him, and I just said, where do you think I should put my balls? And this guy's normally really intense and serious, or at least I thought at the time. And he just kind of lit up with this kind of like giddy smile and like this, almost like a little girl laugh. I'm not trying to offend. And then I realized, wait, I've never seen this side. So I just kept going up to him going, balls, balls. And then next thing I know on Facebook, he's sending me little notes that just say balls. And after Target closed, we went out for coffee, started talking, realized, boy, we have a lot more in common than we thought, and didn't have a lot in common, but just like getting to know one another. And we became friends, and he is here with me today. He's funny, he's charming, he's cute. Ryan, I forgot your name, Ryan Couport. What is it? I got it wrong. You're obviously giving me that. You got my name wrong.
Coupert.
Coupert.
You had it perfect, but I think it's...
I hyphenated it.
Hyphenated it there.
Ryan Coupert is with me here today. Welcome to my show.
Well, thank you, Devlin. I'm honored to be here.
I know you're a fan. You've listened to some episodes. That's not mandatory, so you really didn't have to. I would have probably had you on anyhow.
See, I didn't know. I thought it was mandatory.
No. See, you binge watched me for nothing. No. Anyhow, getting back to the balls. Now, when we met, we've even commented that when we met, back when we first knew each other, like we met during work, we both admitted that if you told us we would be friends now, that we would say, no way, that guy?
Yeah, we totally seemed like polar opposites.
Polar opposites. And I don't want people to think we were like nemesis, like like Ryan, like I was like, no, it wasn't like that. But if you told me I would be friends with Ryan, I would say, well, there's nothing wrong with Ryan, but I have nothing in common with him. But this shows you how you make friends, and when you get to know somebody, you knew. And it was the balls that really did it, because I knew you had a dark side then, and that's why I needed to get to know you, because I was right. And you were a lot darker than I thought.
Oh.
So what was it about my balls that made you laugh? I love that he still gets giddy, and he should have known that I was going to load him with my balls.
That's terrible.
All right, he's very serious, so we're going to stop mentioning that word.
I don't know. It was just one of those things where I guess it was a little bit innuendo, sexual innuendo-ish. And it was at that time where we were going through that craziness at Target that you just needed a good laugh. And
you looked for those moments.
Those moments. And I honestly thought you were trying to be funny. Like, I didn't think you were like, oh, can you direct me where I need to put this stuff? You were actually being serious. You wanted to know where this was going.
Yeah, because I thought, well, why am I going to waste my innuendo on Ryan? I thought he was a polar opposite of me, not realizing that he enjoyed that kind of stuff.
And then he comes up to me and he goes, balls, and I was just like, I don't know what happened. Something clicked in me, and I just found it hilarious. And then afterwards, Devlin would come up to me, and he would constantly be bringing any type of object that was round shaping. It's like, Ryan, what does this look like?
Yeah, I flog it as much as I can. My humor, that is. And if I find one good joke, we'll probably be in our 80s, and I'll just go, balls! Anyhow.
Still be laughing.
Yeah, they'll be hanging down a little lower, but let's get to interviewing you, because a segment about balls might work on a future show when I have nothing more to talk about. But I've got you here, and so where were you born?
I was born here in Hamilton.
Yeah, and you got a big family, or?
That's just my sister, my mother, and my father. We have a few aunts and uncles, but not a huge family, just a moderate-sized family.
And were you brought up in Hamilton, or?
Actually, no. I've actually spent most of my life moving around the province. I've only spent the last, probably almost 16 years now, so about half my life in Hamilton.
Now, do you like being in Hamilton, or do you prefer when you were moving around and stuff when you were growing up?
Well, when I was growing up, I hated moving around, because you never stayed in one place long enough to make friends. You were constantly traveling, and that was one thing I always regretted, because you'd always meet people, and they would always talk about, oh, you remember when we were back in grade 2, and we did this, and we had that teacher, and I could never relate with people, so I always hated that growing up.
What do you say you were like? I like to ask people what they were like in high school.
High school. I would have to say I was pretty conservative in high school.
Did you blend in, or?
Did I blend in?
That's a weird question. That's a weird question, isn't it?
I think I kind of did blend in with the background. The kind of group of guys that I hung with, they were almost like closet geeks. So they were a little bit geeky, so I could kind of relate and have fun with them, but at the same time, everybody was pretty quiet and conservative because they didn't want to stand out as geeks in high school.
Now, not to give your age, but we're going back to the time where it wasn't as cool now. Like, now it's awesome to be a geek. But yes, boys and girls, there was a time that you actually had to hide this stuff. I roleplay, I play video games. Now it's like blown up into a wonderful thing. So you think you were in that kind of...
Yeah, we were kind of in that kind of group, and we were in that era where we kind of still had to hide it a bit, but it was sort of becoming socially acceptable at that point.
So did you go to university or college after?
I went to Mohawk College. I studied business accounting.
And did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed that immensely.
Did you?
Yeah.
I always... Because I hate accounting and stuff. I don't really hate it, actually. I kind of like the magic of when the numbers all work out, but that didn't happen a lot for me. So there wasn't much magic there, but I'm always shocked when people are like, yes, I did. You can have a drink. You keep reaching for it, and I feel like I'm holding it, or is that just something?
I gotta have something to play with.
Okay. Bad sound effects, edit here. No, I just kept thinking you were reaching out for your drink, and I go, am I holding him back from drinking?
No.
Because I would never want to do that.
No.
No, I don't mean to be saying, but you did enjoy that. Now, you didn't go into accounting, did you?
Well, that's the thing is, at the time, it was better to go become a chartered accountant, like move up into it. So I was always looking for a job in accounting, and I went off to university. I went to Brock for about a year, and that drained my savings. And I got to the point where it was like, okay, I gotta actually get a job in this and figure out if I like this first before I commit, going into a huge financial deficit.
And I assume accounting's one of those, it's hard to get a job until you start getting some experience behind you?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Nobody wants to trust you with your money unless you can prove that you've done it, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing. If you don't have I found if you don't have the university education and the experience, a lot of employers won't look at you.
Now, what do you like to do for fun that you can tell us here?
Fun? Well, I like to play video games. I'm an avid gamer.
What was your favorite? What would you consider one of your favorites?
One of my favorites? I've always liked the Civilization franchise, where you build an empire and you conquer other empires. That's always been my favorite game.
That's a good segue to what you want to do in the future. Because I think you would like to rule your own country one day. Who wouldn't? Let's be honest. Well, you have some big ambitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share any of those with us?
Certainly. My big ambition is to become a professional public speaker, to start my own company and hopefully market my own brand of professional public speaking. But in the end, my real goal is I want to retire and create my own university dedicated towards leadership development.
That, like, I know people with dreams, but that's huge, and I think that's awesome. And you are literally, you take the steps to do that. What are some of the things that you've done to get towards that, or are working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on my public speaking skills. I'm part of a group called Toastmasters, where we go and each week we practice our public speaking skills. So that's first step I'm taking is to become a professional speaker.
And we're going to talk a lot about that in the next segment. So, because I'm very fascinated by that, and you're also doing stuff on YouTube, right? You're working on some YouTube stuff for the future.
Yes, I'm working to put together my own YouTube channel on leadership. I'm kind of hammering, just trying to nail down the format that I'm looking for right now.
And are you going to be actually putting some of your speeches and stuff on there, or your teachings, or just like a hint so that they'll hire your services kind of thing?
I'm thinking about it. I know a lot of Toastmasters, they do have their own YouTube channel. So I wouldn't mind taping some of my masterpieces of a speech if I could nail down a really good one and to kind of showcase my public speaking skills. That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be. I'd say wear costumes, because nobody's probably doing that in Toastmasters.
No.
Sorry, I want leadership qualities of somebody dressed like, a gladiator one week, and then maybe like Charlie Chaplin or something. That looks a little too like Hitler. Maybe
I know,
not
yeah.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Hitler ruined that mustache for many people. Oliver Hardy had that. Charlie Chaplin. Hitler ruined that. Nobody can have that mustache anymore.
No, it's off the table.
Anyhow, who thought we'd be talking about Hitler's mustache? Well, I look forward to seeing that. I think that's cool. Now, you actually put gaming stuff on there, but do you just do that to,
this is
learning skills?
Yeah, learning
edit
skills.
Stuff?
It's a bit of a hobby of mine. I've just started to put up I built pole forts in this one game called Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and I've been putting up kind of how-to videos and videos of me building pillow forts in it, just to kind of practice and get used to using YouTube and how it all works and learning my video editing skills.
I was very excited when he told me about this, because I thought he said he was pitching a tent on YouTube, and then it was a pillow fort. But no, it's very interesting. I did not know you could build pillow forts in games. Okay, I thought you just go around shooting people. Apparently my nephews, that's the only one they play. So, pillow forts. Fights. I said fights. Sounds nice, actually. Now, you're single, right?
Correct.
Right. So if anybody wants to write in, you can contact me and I'll get you his number, and I'll start a whole dating thing. A lot of my guests are married or in committed relationships, so I thought I got a single guy here. I could send some emails your way.
Just hook me up with a few blind dates.
Exactly. Blind dates. What's in nice terms, what are you looking for in a partner? She might be listening right now. You never know. I think I'm from 17 up to about 23 viewers now, so she might be out there. We got a good shot now.
Yeah, that's one I'd have to probably nail down. I have to nail that down.
You want to nail her? Yeah. Oh,
no, no. I mean, nail down the qualities here.
You haven't thought about that? Well, no wonder you're still single.
I'm sure there's some good qualities. I like someone who would definitely be funny. I wouldn't mind a girl who's ambitious, who knows what she wants, and she goes after it.
Well, that's good.
And definitely someone who's got a good head on her shoulders.
No crazies.
No.
Okay, that pretty much. I think most of my viewers are that might.
No cray-cray.
No cray-cray. Now, in one of your ambitions to learning stuff to get to where you want to be, you actually came out to one of my improv classes. You've been to a couple now.
Yes.
And do you think improv has helped you, or you just been enjoying it for the sake of just enjoying it?
I think improv has helped me tremendously with my public speaking, as well as the Toastmasters have really told me it has. I've been able to, you don't feel confident when you get on stage using your emotions and projecting yourself, but when you do it in improv, there's something about just going out there and showcasing your emotions and that projects, and you're able to project your passion, and that translated in my public speaking.
Ryan's also very funny. He's picking up some of the improv skills, although he's always asking me about, like, what am I supposed to achieve and stuff, and I hope I can answer those, but I think sometimes there's a mystery of improv, but the more you do it, you start figuring out, and I'm watching you when you do your thing, so I'm like, okay, you definitely know the direction you need to go, so I'm glad that you're coming out and stuff, and I'm glad it's been helping you. I should do a Toastmasters improv thing, Except after every scene, they'd have to go Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
That's an inside joke, unless you're a Toastmaster, because I always rib you about the fact that when I actually went with Ryan to a Toastmasters thing, and after a lot of the speeches, they would end it with Toastmasters, and then everybody would applaud. And you said that they don't have to do that, but
it's a crutch. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to naturally lead the audience to a conclusion and trail off so they know it's time to clap. So what people do is they say Toastmasters as a crutch to be like, okay, if I say Toastmasters, that means I'm done, so people know that they have to clap.
Trust me, there's a lot of improv scenes I'm in that I'd want to yell Toastmasters so the lights comes down. So, but I just think that's great. And I told Ryan he should, every speech he gives should be just Toastmasters. I'd put quotes, finger quotes in the air, because I just realized that doesn't translate on radio.
Well, I like how you say that. It's sort of, I don't know, I want to say it's almost erotic. It's like Toastmasters.
Yeah, I always add an erotic twist to it. That's probably why I couldn't join Toastmasters, because I'd probably be asked out. Not asked out by, mostly married men in that group. I meant asked out as in another topic on masturbation. How much circumcision talk can you do? I know you're the face of circumcision, but come on. Sorry. Our regular viewers will get that. Other people will just be creeped out right now. Thank you for staying with us. Anyhow, I am fascinated about the Toastmasters, and I think it's an interesting thing to talk about, the art of public speaking. So we're going to talk about that in our next segment. If you'll stick around, because it would be really embarrassing. I've never had a co-host leave halfway, so I'm assuming you'll stay around.
I'm going to stay, yes.
All right, good. So we'll end this segment. Toastmasters. No, okay, that's not how we end it here. But we will be back in a very short minute or so and talk with Ryan, who's here in the studio with me. And we are back. I am Devlin, and I'm here with my co-host, Ryan. I wanted to say your last name, but I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up now.
That's okay. We don't have to.
Okay. Coupert.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Trust me, I've had some really harder names to say, but I don't know what this is. Change it to Ryan Cooper. That'll be easier for me to remember. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I want everything easy for me. Who cares about everyone else? Okay, so we talked a little bit about Toastmasters, and it's a national organization. This is all over states and
international, actually, all over the world.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I knew it was I always heard it on Whose Line Is It Anyhow? They'd always make little Toastmaster jokes, and I always didn't know what it was. I knew it had something to do with. I actually thought it was about you go in to learn how to give proper toasts. You go and if you're going to be doing a wedding. You want to make sure your toast isn't stupid. But then I met you, and you started telling me what it is all about. So in a nutshell, do you want to tell us what it is? I know it's about public speaking, but is it more than that, or what do you get from it? Or
I think there's probably a lot more to it, and you probably get a lot more out of it than just what Toastmasters defines it as. There's a lot of leadership experience you get out of it as well, but basically, it is a group of people who get together to practice their public speaking skills, to provide positive feedback, and to help people grow as speakers. And there are different people from different backgrounds. So there are people who want to overcome shyness, and they want to become better communicators. There are people who want to become better speakers at work, and there are people who just want to, just like you were saying, people who want to do toast. They want to have a wedding that they have to give a toast at. So it's
just being able to be talking to large groups of people, or even just a small group of people, even.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was interested in it, because a lot of what you said is what I hear people telling me why they come out to improv, to overcome shyness. It's social and stuff like that. There's a funny aspect to it, too, but you can be funny at Toastmasters, right?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of speeches? Do you have a formula, or are you allowed to give a speech on just about anything?
So the rules of thumb with Toastmasters is nothing's off the table. So you can speak about anything, but they warn you, you got to be aware of your audience, and you have to do it professionally and tactfully if you're going to tackle an issue that is, maybe not necessarily PC. You have to be good about it. But otherwise, you can talk about whatever you want. When it comes to format, they have different manuals, and you have projects that you write your speech based on. So some of them, one project might be you learn how to use gestures in your speech. Another project might be to use props. Another one is just to kind of learn format, the structure, beginning, conclusion, end kind of thing.
And they give little awards too, right? And there's levels you can go up to, and like you got what are they called? The
ribbons.
Ribbons, yes.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word ribbons. That's great.
Yeah, if different people will speak during the night, and whoever was the best speaker, they vote on, and then you get a ribbon. But there's there's the day-to-day ribbons, but you actually, once you complete your manuals, and you complete when you complete the manual, you actually graduate, and you get different designations. You become what they call a competent communicator, and then you move on to different things, like competent communicator, bronze, a competent communicator, silver, gold. So you're constantly progressing in your levels of speaking ability.
So, how long have you been part of Toastmasters?
That is a good question, because it's. Well, I normally.
You have a good answer. Is the question?
I normally just tell people, I've been with them for a few months now. Makes it sound better because they're like, oh wow, you're an amazing speaker. Oh yeah, I've only been here for a few months.
So we don't want to kill the illusion.
I don't kill the illusion.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. But now you can actually go to Toastmasters a couple of times before they ask you to join, right?
Yeah, usually the rule of thumb is when you go to a club, you can come out and you can enjoy 3 meetings, and then after that they want you to become a member. But really, some clubs are very lenient. Like, different people have different. They have to overcome their fears. So a lot of some clubs I know will actually just let you keep coming out as a guest till you get to that point where you actually feel comfortable with the group that you can pursue your ambitions of speaking.
Yeah. So if somebody is listening right now and wanted to do that, they could look up Toastmasters anywhere, and you'd be welcome in, right?
Yes.
Like to check it out to see if it's your thing.
There are certain clubs that have some restrictions, like if you go to there are corporate clubs, or clubs that have some restrictions, but most clubs in the city are incredibly, or anywhere that you are going to be incredibly welcoming of guests, and they encourage you, they want you to come out to the meetings.
Yeah, and I noticed, I didn't know, as I said, I didn't know much about Toastmasters, but after I talked to you about it, I looked in View magazine and a couple other of the entertainment, and I was shocked at how many, there was ads for tons of public speaking places like this. So if this is something that interests you, you should look into that and check it out. Now, I actually came with you. You actually invited me, because I seemed very interested, so I came. I've been twice now, so I have one more that they'll let me go to.
Twice? You know what? I only remember you being once.
I went twice.
You went twice?
I do.
You know what? I think everybody else just remembers you as once, so
Sweet.
I think we can sneak you in for 2 more.
Oh, wow, excellent. I actually had a good time with it. I didn't know what to expect. Now, you had not had anybody come with you before.
I've never had a guest come with me to Toastmasters.
They were
No.
shocked. They didn't think Ryan knew people. They literally said, "Who's this guy?" And Ryan brought him? No, I'm kidding. I'm playing that up. But I think you were surprised that I actually wanted to go, because it's not for everybody, but I actually enjoyed myself. It's different. It's a very different experience just to hear speeches on different things, topics.
Well, yeah.
And I participated, too.
Yeah. Well, when you tell people it's about public speaking, a lot of people have that fear and anxiety about it, so they're like, yeah, no thank you, I'll pass on that.
Now, they do something called Table Topics.
Yes.
Which is kind of like a PC version of Topics Tease-O-Rama.
Yes, very PC.
And I got to participate, and I actually quite enjoyed it. And I could see why people would be nerve-wracked. Talk about improv. Because you only have, a little bit to prepare you, a small little subject or something.
You've got...
Explain it. Yeah, I'm butchering it here, not making it very sexy.
Well, you pick a topic, pretty much you pick a topic out of an envelope. And then when your number gets called, you can read your topic a minute before you have to present on your topic. So you get a minute to think about what you're going to say, and then you have a minute to speak on it.
Now, what makes it very difficult is somebody's speaking while you're trying to think, but you're also trying to listen to them.
Yes.
So it's almost like right off the cuff, but you still want to, win the table topics round, so.
Yeah, there is a ribbon for best table topics of the night, so.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, because I was literally going as a thing, and when they, Ryan says, I think you'd be good at it and stuff, I decided to jump in, because that's what improv people are supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And on a good day, I usually will. But, I definitely recommend if you know somebody to go with them, or just look into it and go. What do you think you've gotten out of public speaking? I know you're doing really well in it, and you feel it. But what do you feel when you, after you do a really good speech? How do you feel, or are you ready to move on to the next one, or you just want to enjoy it for a little bit? I think I asked about 8 questions there, so please feel free to just answer whatever you'd like.
With it, I find that I'm very energized after a night that I give a speech, but I don't necessarily feel... I think it's more like a runner's high. I don't feel very energized or emotional about it. I'm just, okay, that's one down, let's tackle the next one. And it's kind of the feedback that you get that I've really been reflecting on now. I just finished my 10th speech, and I finished my Confident Communicator manual. And one of the evaluators was telling me that when you first came out, she said, you've got confidence. I knew you had confidence. But now your confidence in your speaking abilities has grown exponentially. And just to get that feedback and learn that, hey, I'm actually progressing and moving forward, I think that to me is what I really like and what I love getting out of it.
Do you like when you inspire other people that are just starting out and they come and say, God, I hope I become like you at some point? Is that a weird feeling for you, or do you like that? Maybe you've never had that, I'm just assuming.
Well, yeah, no, it's incredibly weird, because I get a lot of people going, oh, wow, you're an amazing public speaker, and some of the professional guys who've been in the club for years are like, you're really good at this, and I don't know, I'm kind of a little bit more humble. I'm used to people telling me I'm terrible, I'm awful at doing things, and when finally somebody tells me I'm great at something, I'm kind of like, can I trust what you're saying?
Are you? So you're a skeptic sometimes?
Yeah, I'm kind of a skeptic sometimes, and I kind of take it with a grain of salt. But when everybody's telling you you're doing really good at it, you kind of have to accept the truth of it.
Am I the only one who can take a compliment? Sometimes I'm like, oh, go on, but I'm really go on. No, really, I want more. But I'm just I'm always I remember telling a person we used to work with, Brian.
Yes.
He always got compliments, and he'd always push them aside. And I remember somebody complimented him, and he pushed it aside. And I remember telling Brian that I said, do you ever consider that when somebody's telling you that you've done something that they admire, that takes a lot for them to do that. And really, you should never really push aside a compliment because of that. And Brian, I remember, said, you know what? I'm going to have to rethink this because I think what you just told me was really smart. Like, I never took it that way. That it's not just getting the compliment. It's somebody went out of their way to make that compliment. And that's just as huge. Because some people, don't say how they feel. So the fact that they're making that effort, you should treat it like that's a special thing. Yeah, you shouldn't go, yes, I am that great. But you should say, well, thank you you thank them for it, or not just push it away like your words mean nothing to me.
Your words mean nothing.
Right.
No, that's very profound and I believe prophetic as well. Like, I never even thought of it like that.
You see, I have my moments. I know a lot of people listen to this show and think I'm all about just flirting and just being dirty. And yes, there's a lot of that, boys and girls. But I do get profound, and it's taken me a long time to get that, because I used to be exactly like you. People would say, you're awesome. No, I'm not. Your words are sucky. I never say that, but that's what you're telling somebody. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Your words fall on deaf ears.
And so I do have my profound moments. Now, you're going to use your public speaking, obviously, for your plans for the future. Do you think you'll ever get to the point that you'll want to teach it? Like you said, you want to kind of start a university. Like, will you have a format of how you're going to teach public speaking eventually?
I don't know if I see myself teaching public speaking, per se. I think that might be definitely a market for it. Like, I see a lot of the speakers out there that I've been looking into, a lot of them offer public speaking courses on teaching people how to become a professional speaker. I don't know if I would do it I don't know, I think it just cheapens it. Like, since Toastmasters, you do pay a membership, but really it's just to cover the room and board of the meeting place.
Yeah, where you
do your meetings. So I think kind of like charging people to do public speaking, I don't know. I feel it's kind of immoral to try to charge people for it, because you can go to a great place like Toastmasters and essentially get it for free. So I think in some respects I might do it more of a community service thing. I might go into high schools or something like that and teach it. And I do it more for free.
That's awesome that you'd want to do that.
Than actually, yeah.
Because I think teaching is, like, it helps in the learning process as well. Mm-hmm. Because you're learning to break down what you're actually doing. Do you actually see when you, write a speech, do you start seeing that you have a certain technique that you think, okay, I've learned this from Toastmasters, but I'm starting to see how this is my own take on it now. Do you find yourself that, or is it just craziness when you do a speech?
Craziness when I do a speech. I do have a format for how I do speeches.
So you figured out your style, kind of.
Yeah, I've kind of figured out my style, which is weird for me. I'm more of an individual who adapts a process that's already been done. I like to take a tried and true method, and then I just make it work for me. Whereas with speech writing, I've actually developed my own process, which I found incredibly weird.
Now, you use props. You're allowed to use props at Toastmasters. And I've seen you do a couple speeches where you had props. I think.
Yes.
You're looking at me like, oh yeah, you still only think I was there once, but I was there twice.
I did. Well, yeah, there was one speech where I did use.
I saw a computer. I saw a light bulb.
Yeah,
you used like a graph on the other one.
Powering a light bulb. Yeah, I was doing a speech on how much it costs to power a light bulb versus a computer, and I had a light bulb in my hand, and I was like, "Hey, this is a light bulb. This is how much it costs." And then I had a laptop, and I pulled up the laptop, and yeah.
Now you're coming up. Have you finished your levels that you're like? Because there's like was that a 10-level step to?
Yeah, it was a 10-level step.
Yeah, and have you done that yet, or
yeah.
You finished? You just finished?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were finished yet.
Yeah.
So now you can just do them now for whenever you want to do it, or you're going to compete, right? You said you.
Well, yeah. There's a contest coming up in February that I plan to compete in, but Now you move on to the next level. So I'm moving on to what they call a competent leader manual.
Nice.
And what part of that is you spend your meetings helping out, running different roles. Like you're either the chairing the meeting, or you're the toastmaster, or you're the general evaluator, and you get points. You get graded on it, and you get points for doing that in this leadership manual. And at the end of it, you're considered to be a competent leader.
Well, everybody needs that. You know, if you ever use props, here I'm going to give you a recommendation.
Okay.
Here. And let me know, because I'm coming out to this meeting. I don't care if I've had my 3 under my belt. I'm coming. Spin plates while you do the whole speech. You know, that... You know, the circus music, the whole works, you know, and then talk about something serious. Global warming or something.
I honestly can see that working. If you've got a good speech with good topics, you spin the plate, but then you let one of them drop for dramatic effect to reinforce your point. Because here you are focusing on something when you need to be doing this, and the plate drops. Oh.
So look for Ryan spinning plates on his YouTube channel. Imagine that. And for you young kids out there who don't know what spinning plates is, please check out YouTube, because I'm sure there's lots of things. They did it on the Ed Sullivan Show. I'm not that old. I saw repeats. But they used to do that all the time, and I was always fascinated by spinning plates. I don't know why I thought of it. I just heard you use props. I hope anybody who came in, we were talking about public speaking. If you came in late, though it's a podcast, I don't know how you can come in late, but you could. Anyhow, you are a fairly regular listener. You've listened to quite a few episodes, but I know you were a fan of Topics Tease-O-Rama.
Yes, I am.
Now, up till now, we've only had people who've been on the show before do it, but since you're such a fan, I thought, and since it's getting so popular, we're going to let you do a round of Topics Tease-O-Rama when we get back. Hope you're excited for it, because God only knows what we're going to be talking about. We might be talking about God. You never know. He doesn't even know. That's the thing. But we will find out very shortly what we'll be talking about when we're back after this. We are back. I'm here with my co-host today, Ryan, and we've got a round of Topics Tease-O-Rama. Now, if you have not listened to one of our Topics Tease-O-Rama, shame on you, because this is a good segment. We tried it, and we've gotten good response from it. We've actually had some people who listened to the episode and sent me what they would have thought about the topics, which I think is quite fun. I won't name names. Jennifer, thank you for doing that. I should shout out super fans, because I know she'll love that, and I like when people love that. Anyhow, Topics Tease-O-Rama, we're going to randomly pick from a hat. We are going to get various topics that I have put in and former guests. Everybody gets to put some in. Ryan's put some in too. We've never gotten one of the person, but that doesn't matter because it's just topics. We talk about it until we feel we've talked enough about it. We can talk about one topic. If it's a damn good topic, we got a 20-minute segment, or we can get about 8 or 9, I think, in there. And I think we just like to get as many topics as possible. So let's, without further ado, Topics Tease-O-Rama. Ryan, you are in charge.
All right. Grab the first topic in here, if I can grab all of it.
Nice and loud.
What is your pet peeve?
Oh, what is one of your pet peeves? Because I assume we don't have... everybody has many.
Long nose hair.
As I check my... As soon as he said that, I'm wondering if it's me, because he's been in the studio with me all day. Yeah, I trimmed a little bit, but that just bothers you? You haven't had to deal with that, though, have you? Are you at that age?
I'm getting at that age. But I always trim and maintain everything, you know. I think that's part of proper hygiene, you know. But I've got one friend who does have... His nose hair does drip down to about his lips sometimes, and we go out, we go for dinner, and we're eating, and I just kind of, oh, look, he's tasting his food with his nose. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, that is a bothersome, and I am going to go trim immediately, because I'm feeling very I know you're not talking about me, I hope.
No.
No, I'm at that age, where you're balding at the top and hair's starting to show up on your ears. You got to trim your ears, your nose. What's that all about? Whoever came with that, it's horrible. I have a lot of pet peeves. I'm going to go with this has been a really busy week at work, so I'm going to go with just the gluttony that people have. And people are just becoming bigger assholes when they shop now. They can't control their kids. They just, they bring their coffees in and leave them all over the place. I just can't believe. Like, I remember going into the store and, when I was a kid, you'd respect the store. Now it's just like they're dumping grounds. The kids can run in and out of clothes rack. It's horrible. I've had enough. Let's get something positive now. Okay. That's my pet peeve. Shop nice.
Shop nice? Shall we go move on to the next topic?
Yes.
All right, then. Ooh. This is kind of plays off the last one. Manscaping.
Yeah, it plays off what you mentioned.
Yeah, it plays off all right.
All right. What's your thoughts on this? You already said you like to keep everything trim. How trim do you like to keep it? Or do you want me to answer first before you go down there?
I think presentable. Presentable.
So do you trim all over? Do you like do you shave your chest? I don't even know if you have a hairy chest.
You want to keep your... You want to trim everything, so it looks presentable.
So you're saying yes, you trim everything.
Yeah.
Like, do you trim or do you get rid of it all?
I trim.
Okay. Because I don't like hearing people shaving it right off. Trimming, I get. I don't mind a big bush down there. No. Not like, I don't want it to look like, like the jungles of Africa down there and you need a machete. But trimming is good. But it bothers me when I hear people, just shave it all off. Because I'm a huge fan of hairy men. And I think if you were blessed with a nice hairy chest, you shouldn't be trying to look like you're a 12-year-old boy. But trimming is good. Sorry. Yes, I did say that.
Terrible.
Well, how many? I'm sure there's 60-year-old women that trim their bush off. I know we're talking about manscaping. And they're like, oh, look how young I look. Like, no. You shouldn't be able to see the roast beef at certain ages. Especially if it's all loose and out of the bag. Anyhow, let's move on. But good manscaping isn't bad, but I'm not a fan of shaving it off. You're going to giggle through all this. Maybe we'll get a serious topic.
Serious topic, okay.
Though manscaping's pretty serious for me. I yelled at one of my past guests because he shaved his chest.
Waxing versus shaving.
What is going on? All our topics are the first topic you just brought up.
I brought it up,
and now we're in a rut here. Okay, with waxing or shaving? Have you ever waxed anything on your body?
I can't say I ever have.
I've waxed nostalgic, but I don't think that has anything to do with wax. Isn't that an old saying? Or did I just make myself look like an idiot? He's waxing nostalgic.
Waxing nostalgic?
I'm going to have to look that up now, because that's in my head.
I'm not entirely sure either.
I would never wax anything. I don't know. What was the other one? Waxing versus shaving.
Versus shaving.
Even if I shave down there, how do you make it, it would be itchy, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not necessarily... Well, when they say waxes versus shaving, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that area. You can do your legs, you can do your arms, you can do everything.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I like au naturel. Have you shaved any weird parts of your body?
That's a good question.
You should know the answer to this. Or somebody shaved it for you? Okay, you're speechless. Would you let a woman shave you? Would you trust a woman to shave you?
I don't think I would.
Would that be kinky for you, or would you be like, holy shit, if she slips or gets the hiccups?
I think I would be a little bit more nervous. I think you'd be a little bit safer with waxing at that point than shaving.
Okay, let's move on. And enough with the losing the hair. Okay, we've decided I like people hairy. Okay, he's playing with his top hat. We have him in a top hat. I just want to explain what I mean by that.
Oh, I got two instead of one, so I got one with this one. Bar trivia nights.
Okay, this isn't about manscaping, so that's good. These are becoming popular again. I don't know. They have Simpsons trivia nights, and I think others have had like Friends trivia nights, Seinfeld trivia nights. Trivia is coming back to bars. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is a good thing?
Good. I don't know. I guess if you want to do something at a bar and you're having fun with friends or a night out, I can't say I've ever been to a bar and done any of the trivia stuff. I've always found that kind of boring and out of my league.
I remember back, I'm dating myself here, I'm going to say back to the 90s, they used to have trivia nights that were interactive, and they'd give you a box on your table and you could play with your friends and stuff. And I used to love that. I thought it was great, you know. You'd be playing with other bars in the country, and I thought that was amazing. I don't know how these Simpsons one, if it's just somebody comes up with the things, or if it's electronic or something, but I think they're kind of fun. Why not? You know, I like karaoke too, but karaoke can be boring if there's a long round and you're like, I have like an hour and a half to wait. So at least with trivia, you're constantly thinking and having fun.
There's one that I play. We play at my friend's house frequently. It's called Geek Out. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
But it's a trivia game. It's sort of like a trivia game. And you roll dice and you pick the topic. And it's kind of like who can out-geek each other. So it's like, okay, name 6 movies with tornadoes in them. And then one person will go, okay, yeah, I can name 6. The next person will go, I can name 12.
Oh, really?
And then you have to name them, and you have to name them in a timely fashion in order to get your points. So it's all about out-geeking the other person on kind of geeky trivia.
That's cool. Well, one night there'll be a Topics Tease-O-Rama night. When people don't know what to talk about, they'll crank out a set of cards that will be just topics. That's good. So it's all fun. I don't see how anybody can say, I hate that. Well, I don't know. There could be people out there.
I think it's kind of like I know with my grandparents, they love doing Jeopardy, and you do a little bit of trivia with that. I guess when you get older, you know a lot more stuff, so trivia becomes a little bit more fun, but I remember hating it when I was younger because you didn't know anything.
Here's a trivia question. At that bar, my brother took me to a Academy Awards night where they watched the Academy Awards live and then they'd ask trivia questions. So not only would you guess who was going to win, but you could get all the movie trivia. And he knew I was good at movie trivia and predicting the Oscars. We wound up winning like a gift certificate for jewelry, and we split it because we won the night in the bar. And I remember that was kind of fun. So
that's pretty good.
Hey, if they got prizes, I'm there.
Prizes are good. I like prizes.
Next topic.
All right, next topic. What do we got here?
He's having troubles with his topics. It's that damn scarf. Okay.
I don't want to do my topics.
Yes, he has legitimately. You are not allowed to do your own topics if you don't want to.
Okay. Here we go. A talented people might not know you possess.
I think that's a talent people might not know you possess. Oh. So there's something that a lot of people don't know that you do besides making pillow forts on computer games?
Making pillow forts on computer games?
Well, I can let you think about it, and I'll say one of mine. I'd love to say how awesome I am in the sack, but I'm sure many of you imagine that's true anyhow, so I'm going to go with drawing. I actually my dream was to be a cartoonist when I was a kid. I was a big fan of Peanuts, and Charles Schulz was like one of my heroes. And I always wanted to make a comic strip, and I got out of it. I had a horrible art teacher that scared me away, and I stopped drawing altogether. But I used to love doing little cartoons, and I haven't picked up like sketching or anything in, I don't want to say how long because it's been way too long. But yeah, I can draw. I can cartoon. Did you think of one yet? Spinning plates. Wouldn't that be awesome that he just figured it out? During one of our breaks, he actually looked it up on YouTube. And
I'm not normally creative. Like I'm not like an artist sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't draw and stuff like that. But sometimes I put together little things like, maybe like little arts and crafts, something for a demonstration or something.
Okay.
And I'll bring it in, and people will look at it and they'll go, "Oh, you made that yourself? Like you didn't buy that at a store or that?" So sometimes if I have to create something and make something, and people are impressed that they don't see that creative side of it.
Do you enjoy doing it, or do you like, oh God, I have to create something? Like when you're doing it, do you think you enjoy it?
I think it's half and half. I think part of it is like the frustration because you need to get it done, and you don't want it to make it look half-ass. You want it to look presentable so people don't look at you and they go, "Oh, you made that? Yeah, that looks terrible." Yeah, sure. You might want to reconsider your creative talent there.
Did your little brother help you with that, or your child? All right, we revealed stuff.
That one. Go for another one?
Yes.
All right. First word is Dutch.
Oh, good Lord.
The second word is ovens.
Well, first of all, that's offensive. Dutch ovens. You know what Dutch ovens are, don't you?
Aren't they? I believe they are cooking ware, aren't they? As a specific.
No, it's something really offensive because the Dutch must absolutely hate this. It's that little game you play maybe with your spouse or when you were kids with your brother where you let one rip and then pull the covers over their heads. I know a lot of couples that find this kind of fun and thing. Do you think this is sexy of any kind, or? I always think the Dutch must hate this term.
I don't know. All I know is I hate it when you do it to yourself.
Why would you do it to yourself? You like to fart and put your blankets over your head?
Well, no, it's like
Let's clarify.
It's like you let one rip while you're under the covers, and then you might have to. Maybe you're like, oh, I have to get up to go to the bathroom, and then
you're going further with this.
And then you realize like you're like, uh-oh. So then you just let the stank out, and you're like, oh man, that's just terrible. This is terrible.
Sorry, I'm losing it here.
He's turning beet red right now.
I just the thought of you saying doing a Dutch oven on yourself just cracked me up. I know people think it's playful and stuff. I just think it's kind of gross. I don't know. The whole thing, but I kind of like what you're doing, but I think there should be a different name for it. It's like when you fart in bed and then you realize, oh shit, I might have to go to the bathroom or something. I think that's kind of like the Play-Doh fudge maker or something. When you realize your Dutch oven might actually be producing some baked goods. Okay, get us another topic. If you enjoy Dutch ovens, that's great. I don't, it's not my thing. Mike ever did it to me, he'd never hear the end of it. Not saying you can't fart in front of your spouse. I actually know a woman that refuses to let her smell anywhere near her man. Like she'll literally go down 3 flights of stairs to the basement bathroom if she has to take a really bad one, because she's afraid that he'll smell her shit and leave. First of all, I have to say, how bad is it? And second of all, I have to say, if you can't be comfortable farting in front of people, then that is not a good relationship. If you're worried that your stank is gonna, alienate people, I'd watch your diet, too, maybe. Yeah, okay, so, I'm not saying it's okay to fart in front of you. I just think when you're trying to force them to fart, smell it. That's just... Okay, this is a horrible topic. I feel filthy. Let's get one more topic we have time for.
Okay, one more topic.
Please let it be classy.
Well, it might be classy for you.
For me? Oh!
For you. Or, well, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, okay. I'm a big fan. I love his movies. Actually, something probably people don't know about me is when I first saw Pulp Fiction, I actually hated it. I hated it until the next day. So after I saw it, I actually went to the dentist the next day, and while I was in the dentist, I was enraged by this movie. I thought how horrible. And while I was in the waiting room of the dentist, I convinced myself that it was actually a pretty amazing film. And within 24 hours, it became one of my favorite films. And probably my favorite film by him still. So I'm a big fan. I know a lot of people don't like him. I think he does pull liberties, but he certainly has offered many things to them. Like, he has taken old stuff, made it new again, and you can certainly see his influence. And there's nothing worse than seeing somebody who's trying to copy his style and just can't get it. And there's been a lot of those, and they're horrible. Your thoughts? You're not a fan, I'm guessing. Just from your classy nature.
I'd like to be a fan, but I don't watch any of his works. Everybody.
Have you never seen any of his stuff?
I can't think of anything that I've seen.
Reservoir Dogs.
No, I haven't seen them.
No, can't think of them. Django Unchained. Really?
No.
I've never met anyone who's not seen at least one.
I may have seen one of his films, but
it wasn't anything that blew you away or anything like that.
It might have, but that's the thing, is I don't correlate a lot of directors to movies and actors to movies.
Oh, okay.
For me, I just watch it for the enjoyment. I don't think about the people who went into it, or I don't idolize the writers or directors or the actors in the movies.
Really?
I just go, that was an awesome movie.
Why are we friends? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm just a big movie buff, so, I tend to. But no, I totally get that a lot of people, I know some people, I won't name names, Corda, who couldn't tell you the difference between Bruce Willis and Kevin Costner, but she'll enjoy their movies, Have I seen a Kevin Costner? You've seen every Kevin Costner film. You just never seem to put that's who it is. But no, there's nothing wrong with that. But you really should see some and see what you think. But I probably lifts his thing, and I bet you'd seen one at least.
Probably.
Yeah, she's just very violent. He's very wordy. Like, he's got this, he loves pop culture and stuff, and I think you'd like some of his stuff.
I know I've been meaning to watch Pulp Fiction. I never get around to it.
Well, see if you hate it and then like it after, or the other way around, or something, so. That will be your to-do list. I'm giving Ryan, Ryan's the first co-host I'm giving homework to. So, and then we'll have a nice conversation about Quentin Tarantino or something on your next time. Hopefully you'll want to come back, because I had a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy it?
Me as well. It was really enjoyable.
That's cool. What was your favorite part? Sorry, putting you on the spot. You're supposed to say me. You're supposed to say me, the host.
No, my favorite part was when Devlin turned beet red over Dutch ovens.
Oh, I never want to hear the word Dutch ovens again. I don't know what I was thinking putting it in there. I had a conversation with someone, and it was on my mind, and we're still talking about Dutch ovens! And on that note, goodbye. I had a great time. Thank you, Ryan. Please come back, and I will talk to you all very soon.